How it do, how it be, how it is, everyone. Welcome in and welcome back. I am your humble dungeon master of the long shot table, SirFeffers, and today these wonderful players get to go on a fun little journey in the deadweight way in our campaign of Windfall. I'm very excited. Last we left off, the party met up with a faction of zealots, might be the right word to use, known as the Mindfire. The Deadweight Way is this just all sorts of blighted, undead, scuffed region of the map, and they are slowly trekking their way through it with Kea of the Mindfire as a guide towards Antioch's Wizard's Tower. This tower is located off the coast of the fallen, ruined city of Edict. But first, let's meet the players. Nope, sorry. But first, if you want to get caught up like a glove, a well-oiled machine, if you want to get caught up on the recent events of all three of our weekly streamed campaigns, feel free to hit up the YouTube Jake and Feffers, as well as if you would like to join our community, you can hit up the Discord. We are as chaotic as we are wholesome, and we also use that Discord for visual aids. Big ups to Audric, who is our standing mod for today, our stand-in mod for the day, and everyone show some love for Vloxen as well. Let's go to the crew, the cast, the posse. Yes, sir, the Bastard Hawthorne, also known as Offbeat Outlaw. Take it away.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch under those exact same names. I'm playing Yester Hawthorne. He's a bard wizard, and I'm very excited to be here because he gets to slow things a lot, and it's very upsetting for him. It's a good time. Gene.
Yo, I'm playing Gene Brigg, who got dog bits all over him last time, so that was gross. He's murdered undead intensely enough to, I guess, sort of catch the eye of our NPC. We'll see how that goes down. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. Jake.
Hello, I'm CritFailJake. You find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play Dodger, a human warlock. He used a new cursed magic item a few times, and things started getting funky at the end of last session. So it was confiscated by Yester. Hopefully these thoughts of self-deletion will go away in time. Luna.
I am LunaWolfSpirit. Find me on TikTok and Instagram. And I play Seek a Stormflare, the Tempest Cleric Storm Sorcerer. And last time she blew up a dog. Sorry, Gene. But yeah. I want to get to our destination. Don't want to run into anything else creepy. But we are, because that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Okay. So, Kea has just gone out to scout. It is early morning. Everyone has just gotten their long rest. A couple more days of travel on the line. As the party has been getting closer and closer to the fallen city of Edict, the presence of undead have become more and more prevalent, to the point where some of them aren't even worth your attention. Shambling, slow, rotted creatures who couldn't catch you if they wanted to. And so as the party sets off on their, I believe, third day since meeting up with the Mindfire, following along the cliff line, not venturing too far into the woods or the river in the central region, which we know is closely guarded by certain cultic undead factions. The party begins to see the rise of this massive pillar of salt off in the distance. Yes, sir, you notice, and Dodger as well, notice Kaya looking at it nervously every now and then before moving forward and keeping an eye on various things. Every now and then she'll swipe at one of the undead who comes shambling a little too closely.
Yester's gonna turn to Kaya and go, so are we not going to address the ever-forming salt pile, or are we just gonna, like, keep going as if we're supposed to know?
We are moving towards it. It is what will keep us in the right direction. It is hard to explain, but there is a creature trapped within.
Uh-huh. Well, that sounds like about as much explanation as I need. I'm good to go.
Okay. As the party continues onward, when you have so much to do and you're not sure what to get to first, you know what I'm saying? You stumble across the term I'm going to use is a garden of statues. Overgrown and in disrepair. And in many cases, the statues are crumbled to bits. But you hear the faint scratch of someone playing maybe a cello, maybe a very large fiddle. Kaya stops for a second. Kind of focuses. I do not know this sound. I do not. This is new. Keep your guard up.
Do I recognize this sound?
You've never heard this specific instrument. It's a stringed instrument for sure, with a bow, being used to make the music. But it's in between. It's too high for a cello and too deep for a fiddle that you're familiar with.
Hmm.
Viola.
Someone stringing up a guitar? What's happening here?
Coming into the clearing, there's an old, withered man who sits amongst the stones. He's got a small campfire going. He's not an undead. There's no rot on him. He's just very, very old. He's got a very overburdened pack mule, and it's this long gourd of an instrument with only like one string. And as he plays, you see that he pulls on it and bends it a little bit to get these kind of sliding notes as he plays.
This is a whammola?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna send you an instrument because I think I know what instrument this actually is.
Okay.
Does he have a merchant shop? Does he sell the
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's Elden Ring. Fuck me.
It's Elden Ring, yeah.
I thought that was intentional.
Yeah, same.
No,
Is it the one that kind of sounds like Somebody Come Get Her when he starts?
It does seem to be keeping a deterrent from the various lower leveled undead creatures.
Yester's gonna strut up confidently and go, "That's some instrument you got there."
Well, thank you very much. Say, you look kind of familiar. As he continues to play his music.
How so? In what capacity would you say I'm familiar?
Like we might have met a long time ago. Ooh, I'm just gonna make a history check. Couldn't say.
Well, you ever ran with the Desperados?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Well, my daddy used to be the head of them. I'm his somewhat bastard son, you could say.
Understood. I used to tag along. I wrote a few of those famous songs that you've heard about them.
I hope you don't mind, but I plagiarized them and claimed a few of them as my own in my hometown.
The music belongs to everybody.
Thank God we have the same philosophy.
What's your name, son?
You can call me Yester.
He puts
Yester
up a bare
Hawthorne.
foot to shake your hand.
How dirty is it?
It's dirty. A wandering vagrant, if you will.
Yeah. I cast prestidigitation on the foot and then I shake it.
Nice. He doesn't seem to recognize your pin.
Mm. So what is this instrument? Why are you playing it in here, Subo? I guess laissez-faire in the middle of the dead weight way.
Well, apparently it's called a what'd you call it?
I called it a whamola, but you play that. Oh my god.
I made it. I only need the one string. I don't know why everyone's constantly getting all too complicated.
This is gonna be such a deep cut. But this does mean that this is in fact the guy who invented the whamola, Les Claypool, famous singer-songwriter of the band Primus.
Name's Clay.
Oh my god, he's gonna go and make Robot Chicken and South Park's theme songs. We have to stop him.
I've never heard of a Jerry. And did he drive race cars?
I'm afraid I don't have much as far as inventory to barter or sell, but I got a fine bit of money on me. You seem like respectable folk. You've got one of the Mind Fire with you. Maybe there's a couple of interesting items you picked up along the way and wouldn't mind a few bit of coin for your efforts.
Sure.
What I'd like to know is why, for what reason are you this far out in this area?
I go into all the nice little nooks and crannies of the world.
This is not a nice nook or cranny in any
No, but
way.
it's got so much story to it, so much character.
Yeah, I hear them talking about it all over the place.
Exactly. There's a hole in the market. I find the histories, I learn the interesting stories, I find the truth about the matter, much like the Desperados. And
Desperados.
thank you. And I've tried to find inspiration for my craft.
Yeah, Gene is not turning his back to this guy for any reason.
Yeah.
You can visibly tell he is distrustful and wary.
He's
of
got
his
1
face.
foot back, hand on the pistol, hand on the shotgun.
What'd you know about my dad?
Honest, cutthroat, pragmatic, kind of
Yeah.
brutal. Took care
Yeah.
of his men, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was with him when he lost a good chunk of his men to that dwarven ruin in the Shifting Pales.
I see. How recently was he there? We were told he was there like maybe a couple of weeks back.
Something like that, yeah.
Do you know? Everyone said he's out in Kraken's Rest now or something.
I wouldn't
sounds-
know. I needed some. I took off. I got separated actually out in the Pales when we were making our escape. Though I tell you, he did find an interesting couple of chasms and that were connected to the mine. Shortcuts, if you will.
Do you know about him?
Yeah, I was there.
Could I insight check this guy's potential
Sure thing.
knowledge base? Get a vibe? Like, is this the type of person who would?
Can I make a history check for him? No. Insight is his demeanor and
9.
a 9.
I guess I'm more trying to say, does this guy genuinely believe that he knows what it is, or is he just trying to get in good with us?
Yeah. You get the vibe that while he might be flourishing the story a little bit, as he did with his music, it's likely that he did roll with your pop.
Okay.
And he likely did, and it seems like he's genuine when he says that he was in the Shifting Pales and got separated.
Well, what do you got for us? We got time, I guess.
Well, I was just down in the Edic way. I was hoping to find some nice little baubles, maybe sell it back in the capital. But it's just a lot of zombies. I didn't find anything much of use. It's quite old, you see, and so it's like I'm finding swords and armor of a bygone age. Not finding much useful stuff, and it doesn't seem to be any magical artifacts that I can get my hands on. And it's also the noise from the tower off the coast. It's quite loud.
Well, I guess that tracks.
What brings y'all down this way?
Well, we got a little bit of a dinner date with Antioch.
Oh.
So, I guess we're more or less hoping for just like more ease of passage.
You gonna kill him?
No, actually. I don't think we'd be able to even if we wanted to, but
The stories say that he's responsible for all of the blight, as it were.
I don't know if I believe that personally.
I don't know if I believe that either. And he gets up, kind of stretches. He's papery thin and very, very tall. Maybe 6.5 feet, maybe a little taller. Just skin and bone, big draping coat and poncho. He slings the thing on his back and he goes, well, I have my theories, but it's a little too dangerous for me to continue on by myself. And seeing as it looks like you already got a guide, I think I might be on my way. Pray tell, do you have any spare food by any chance?
Think I got a ration.
Much obliged.
All right.
Safe travels then, mate.
All right. Well, he grabs he actually feeds the ration to his donkey before wrapping the hand around the reins and being like, all right now. And he starts pulling on the reins and starts moving away. The donkey, the eyes go sudden wide and start pulling away and looking around fearfully. Kea, seeing this, pulls out her long machete sword. Starts looking around.
Yeah, and gonna also look around. Yeah.
I'll hold an action for any undead jumping at us.
Okay.
I'll hold an action to cast Sure, I'll cast a slow. I'll hold my action to cast slow on anything that
Hold
jumps out
action
at
on
us.
slow. Heard. Alrighty. I like it. I like it. Just gotta post 1 or 2 pictures that I didn't send to Audric. But Audric, go ahead and post the pink the pink boy with the one eye. Chat, if you want to head over to the Discord and the Windfall channel, you can see some very useful images of things that descend from above, breaking the tree line and moving down in the direction of the party.
It's our friends.
Yeah.
I hate it.
There they are.
Gross.
They've missed you.
That's a nope for me. I have not missed them.
And while these individuals don't look like the exact ones that you saw earlier, the vibe is very much the same. There
That's
we
good
are.
for them.
This
Oh.
time, they're accompanied by... The only thing your minds would really connect would be Adolescent Beholder. You can
Just little baby.
the Death Kiss. And seeing these individuals, of which there are 5, sorry. Wow, yeah, 5. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, but not before our held actions proc.
Wait, there's 5 baby beholders or 5?
No, so we've got 2 of these baby beholders, known as Death Kisses.
Right.
And then we've got the one girl in green with what looks to be ink all over her mouth, and then 2 more of these mages with the swirling black holes in their
The
chest.
holy boys.
Yeah, holy boys, but not fair, not really.
All right. So how close
Not
are they
that old.
together?
They are spread out in kind of a tactical formation. The 2 beholders are flanking the girl with the ink stains on her lips, whereas the 2 black hole holy boys, as Jake has lovingly coined, are about 40 feet out on either side flanking.
So the distance between them is 40 feet. Is 80 feet. The
Yes.
distance between the 2. Okay.
Yes,
And then distance from the. Okay. So if I was to place a 40-foot cube, could I get the Death Kisses, the Ink Girl, the Death Kisses, Ink Girl, and one of the mages?
I would say you can get one of the Death Kisses, Ink Girl, and one of the mages.
I think that's the best choice. I will do that. I will cast from my Rod of Absorption. I will use 3 charges and cast that spell.
I like it.
Okay. I think I need wisdom saving throws, just to be sure. Yes, I need wisdom saving throws, please.
Okay. Let's get this bread. I forgot to have my combat paper out. Okay. The Death Kiss rolls a 5.
Okay. It fails.
Ink Girl 22.
Could I see what the mage gets before I make a decision on whether or not that 22 stays?
No. I'm sorry. I don't think that's fair.
That's fair. I will make sure the wizard fails, frankly.
Okay. But Wizard gets a 21.
I will cast Silvery Barbs
Okay.
from my Ring of Spell Storing.
That's a natural 20 coming out to a 23.
Killing me. All right. Only the Death Kiss has failed so far.
Yeah.
Look, we got that nat 20 out of him, so now he can't use it against us as a hit.
I know, it's so sad.
Writing
Is
everything
it
out.
initiative time?
We have Dodger's held action first.
Okay.
How far away are they?
You have the group of 3 right above you. That is about 30 feet up, and then
Okay, so nothing within 10 feet.
Correct.
Also, holding an action, can I still do a bonus action as that?
I don't think so.
A held action takes place on a reaction, and you have to use your action to hold to use it. So
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to Spirit Shroud.
big sad.
Well, if that is the case, then I will just shoot them with Eldritch Blast.
Heard. Pew pew. And then while he's doing that, everyone roll initiative. And
I'm gonna
throw it in the
use-
Zoom chat.
I'm gonna use one of my portents. Oh wait, that one's already used. Never mind. I will save it then.
Okay.
I'll have to roll.
Did you roll new ones for like waking up this morning?
Did we get a long rest?
We did start with a long rest. I should have covered that. Also, it's safe to say that Sia and Stonks would have mage armored.
Oh, if we had a long rest, I would have different portents, and I would have made the wizard boy get this. That's whatever. I'll do something different on my turn. It's all good.
What'd you get on your portents?
Well, I would have gotten a low portent because my previous portents were an 18 and a 20, and I would have gotten a 17 and a 6. So,
I'm super okay with you burning that portent.
I'll just use it this turn. It's okay.
Okay.
It's all good.
So we have one death kiss that is slowed.
So far.
Yeah, as of yet.
So I'll be shooting at. We'll shoot at Wizard Boy.
Okay. The one on the left or the one on the right?
Which one is closer?
They're about dead even.
I'll go for the one that wasn't in the slow.
Okay. Okay. Roll to hit.
All right, we got a 30-20,
That hits.
25,
That hits.
and 26.
26 hits. Jean with a 16, Sia with a 15, Yester with a 21.
Oh, sure, sorry. The 12 for me.
12, okay. And Spider. But take your time, you're doing a whole other thing.
22 for Spider, of course.
Nice. Damn. What's the dex on the Spider? One of my
5.
boys rolled a 22. 5? Okay.
This can be 33 force damage to Wizard Boyo.
25, you said?
No, 30. 33.
33, heard. Alright, we've got Yester, we've got Jean, Sia with a 15. My apologies, Jake, you already declared what your roll was, but I've lost it for
For damage?
No, your
Oh, 12.
12.
I mean, much higher, for sure.
Alright, here's the initiative order. Spider, Void Speaker, Yester, Death Kiss, the non-slowed Death Kiss, Jean, Sia, Hole Man, Kea, Dodger, Clay, Hole Man. Let's get this bread. Spider's up first.
All right, Spider will. So you said Yester's first, and then Jean.
Yes.
Like in
yeah, as far as the allies go, it goes Spider, Yester, Jean, Sia, Dodger.
Are you going to be using attack rolls? Will he be like rolling attack, or will he be doing like spells with saves?
Who, me?
Yeah. Do you want some advantage, or?
Nah, I'm probably gonna redo the slow and try and get more of them in it.
Okay. Then bonus action, he'll help for Jean. And then he'll hold his action for when Jean takes his turn in, help him again, so both attacks will be at advantage.
Okay. All right. On to the Void Speaker. You watch more of this black liquid, like ink material, just burble out of her mouth as she starts gibbering these dark words that you don't understand. Let's get a con save. DC 15 from Sia. Sia was already reaching for her dice. She knew. Luna knew.
Yeah.
I don't know how you knew.
Is that a spell?
It is not.
17.
Oh, she do have some fun spells. 17. All right, cool. You're gonna take half damage. Where's my other d6? There you are. Hi. You're coming with me. We're going on a fun little adventure. You take half of 17 necrotic damage.
8.
How many times can she do that? Just the once. Okay. Yester, you're up. And she stays up in the sky. In this kind of clearing.
How far away is she?
30 feet from you.
All right.
Up in the.
Okay, I'm going to use bardic inspiration for an unsettling words on her.
Ooh.
I'm going to subtract 7 from her next saving throw, and then I can still get her and like the previous 3 in a cast of slow. If I cast slow, could I still get her, the death kiss,
Yes,
and that
they have
wizard?
not missed. They have not moved.
Excellent. I will do just that. I'm going to need a saving throw. 1 second. Before you make those throws, one of them's getting fucked with, so just...
Okay.
I'm going to give a 6 to the wizard.
Okay. That's an automatic failure for the wizard.
Yep. Subtracted 7 from Ink Girl.
Subtracted 7. I'll make the roll now. Said it's a wisdom?
Yep.
That's a 3.
Ah!
You bastard. So the void speaker is slowed.
What about the death kiss? It's got to remake that save.
It has not made that save yet.
Okay.
Rolling now. So now it was almost a natural 20, and then it uncocked itself over to a 14. 14
Yes.
plus 1 comes
That's
out to a 15. Fail.
All right, all 3 of them fail. They're all slowed now. All right, that makes me happy. I will then end my turn.
Okay. So we've got a slowed void speaker, a slowed death kiss, and a slowed whole man.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Death kiss. The death kiss is now at half its movement speed. So it's going to move 15 feet forward and seems intent on reaching out. All of its little spiked grippies are reaching for Yester, but isn't able to cross the distance because of slow. Does it have any ranged attacks? Oh, you're not even within 5 feet. Oh, it's got a tentacle reach of 20 feet.
Go for it. Grip me.
Get gripped.
I'm too happy to tentacle one of your players, alright?
Okay, you're right. I apologize.
Calm down.
Oh.
3 tentacle attacks.
Yester receives 10 tickles. No more, no less.
The first one is a 13 to hit, which I assume misses.
13 misses.
The second one is a 10 to hit, which misses.
Yep.
And the third one is a 19 to hit.
I will cast.
Wait, if it's slow, doesn't only get one of those attacks?
Oh,
It
shit,
does.
you're right. All right,
Yeah,
well, I rolled the first roll I rolled was a miss.
Ha!
All right.
Before you burn
Jake.
that
Thank you,
shield.
Jake.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Keeping me honest. Okay, that's the first death kiss. The next death kiss is not slowed, and quickly moves towards Dodger.
What?
2 tentacle attacks. First one is not that high. That is a 10 to hit. The second one is a 18 to hit. 18 hit.
It's not.
All right. Well, for its third attack, it's going to use a blood drain. You need a DC of 16 on a con save as you feel the blood in your veins begin shifting around unnaturally and pulling against the walls of your veins.
I don't like that. Am I within 5 feet of Jean? Or 10 feet, whatever your
Yeah,
aura?
I think it's safe to say.
Okay. So, okay, 19.
19?
On the die. Plus 7, plus 5,
Hell
plus
yeah.
12. So, a lot.
Okay, nothing happens. You manage to fully avoid. That's interesting. you manage to fully deter this effect.
He just like reaches out and he's just like, no.
All right, that brings us to Jean with Sia on deck. So the 2 death kisses have moved up. The rest appear to be casters and are staying far away.
How far away?
One's 30 feet. The other one is, I would say, 60 feet and 60 feet in the other direction.
That's hypotenuse.
That's a big word for Elmo.
They're 40 feet away, and then how many feet up?
20.
20. Okay. I won't calculate the hypotenuse now, but.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hail hydrate. Thank you, Lexi.
Big white
Well, I guess I'll step up towards the non-slow death kiss
Okay.
and shoot it. Shoot it a couple times.
You see its one eye lock onto you, and the pupil constricts as it watches you stride forward. Yeah, Elmo's world got real dark.
You said I got the help action from that spider?
Indeed.
Nice.
For both attacks.
Alright, well that's a 33 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So.
I'm not gonna even. Yeah, no, that hits.
It's a 19. It's a dirty 20 for the second shot.
That also hits.
Get my V8s going. Should have had those prepared already.
Ah, Taco! Hello, you
Oh,
scrumptious
heck.
bastard. Roll initiative.
There he is.
Oh god, okay.
I thought that's what the 23 was in the chat. To be honest.
I disregarded that, being honest, because it was made by Stanks, not Stonks.
Right, I just glanced at it and was like, what's that?
Nat
There.
1. Okay. Putting you right down at the bottom. We're in the first round of initiative anyway, so we're Gucci.
You know, get that one out of the way in initiative, and
Yeah. Let me paint you the map, Taco. So, you're in a clearing of, let's say, a garden of statues. You've met a strange old man who has some ties with Yester's father. You have Keo with you as well. This wandering storyteller, his name is Clay. In the sky, there is a void speaker, a woman who is floating and ink is pouring out of her mouth. There are 2 death kisses, which are like baby beholders, which have moved up and are in everyone's face. And there's also 2 far away, it's about 60 feet, 2 more void-racked mages who have these black holes in their chest.
I am up to speed.
Jean is doing a pew.
You actually. That'll be 27 magical slashing total damage.
Sheesh. Magical slashing, very good.
Piercing, sorry.
Piercing,
I don't know why it's slashing.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, bullets.
How you curving those bullets? He's like, like okay.
Not regular ball shot, it's heckin' like little prickly razor balls.
And is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. See ya.
Lightning bolt to the face, void speaker.
Sure. I like it. Is that a? I assume you rolled a hit on that.
No, I need a dex of 16 for that.
Dex save is -2 because of slow.
Well, it's got a +2, which makes their 15 a 15. So it fails. Thanks to slow.
They'll take damage.
It'd be amazing if it procced a small like paralyze.
Portents are 18 in crit.
Then should be called
Heard.
damage, too.
Like that. Have a crit in the pocket. Let's go. 248.
half of 31 lightning damage.
It failed, so it takes the full.
Half. Oh, failed. It's in
Yeah.
full. Sorry.
Thanks
31.
to slow.
Uh,
And you aimed that at the
Void speaker.
Thank you.
one that attacked me.
I like it. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. The whole man who is slowed is going to cast Chill Touch on Jean.
If he's casting a spell with the casting time of 1 action, he has to roll a d20 first.
3.
Range on death touch.
On the if it
Good question.
on the spell of 11 or higher, the spell is okay, so it's good. It gets to cast it. It didn't roll 11 or higher.
Oh, Death Touch is touch. I'm thinking of the wrong spell.
Chill touch is
Chill
touch
touch.
is
Chill touch is
120
range.
feet.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
120.
Okay. I knew it was range, but I was thinking for whatever reason it was kind of a short range.
Yeah, it's 120. It's one of my cantrips.
Okay. Range spell attack 18. Does that hit you, Gene?
Sorry, what?
Does an 18 hit you?
I'm trying to decide if I want to let it happen or not.
You watch these
Yeah.
skeletal hands grab the 2 sides of the black hole in its chest and seem to vault themselves outwards, launching at Jean.
Gucci, Gucci, goo. They do
Might as
tickling
well use them up,
fingers.
so I will shield and block it.
Okay. They crumble apart against a magical arcane shield. Or, sorry, not a mechanical shield.
It
that
is, but it's, you know, that it's just part of my armor or something, you know?
Alright, what's up, Pedigree? Welcome in. D&D but with Pokemon rules, you stop that. Alright, that's the whole man up to Kea with Dodger on deck. She casts Fly on herself. And you watch as the Quicksilver sword lights with blue fire. She vaults towards the Void Speaker, and that's her turn. Closing that distance, casting Fly, and bonus action Flame Sword. Dodger.
She's slowed. She can't do a bonus action and an action, right?
This is
Yep.
an ally.
Yeah, it's
Oh, Kaya.
Kaya.
Oh. Mubby.
You're good.
Kaya, stop that.
Stop being awesome. Oh my god. Only we can be cool. So
I want to
Kaya,
play.
Kaya, you're making me look bad.
Dodger, you're up.
all right. How close are the tentacle guys to me at this point?
One is 10 feet away. The other is 15.
Gross. They have a 20-foot range.
They have a 15-foot range for their tentacles.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to pull the string and Spirit Shroud. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right.
There's a snake in my boot.
And then we will shoot at the one that is 10 feet away. Actually, have any of them, either of them been damaged? One's been
The
damaged by
death
Jean.
kisses,
Yeah.
The one that is not slowed has been damaged for 27.
Okay. And is that the one that's 10 feet away from me?
Yes, because the other one's
Okay.
slowed.
Okay. And the other one hasn't taken any damage?
That is correct.
Okay. In that case, I will shoot all 3 at Boya, who has taken damage.
Oh, Meister Hypester with the raid. Thank you so much for coming in. We're in this pretty wild combat with 2 death kisses, which are like baby beholders. this crazy void speaker lady in the sky who's got ink coming out of her mouth, and 2 other casters that have like black holes in their chest. They're in Deadweight Way, a cursed swampland. This is a Western themed campaign, so welcome in. Have you ever played Hunt? Hunt Showdown.
All right.
It's got Hunt Showdown energy.
So that is going away. So we have a dirty 20, a 17, and a 19 to hit.
On the Death Kiss,
Yeah,
all 3 hit.
I'll bet.
Beggar Street, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Today's episode is sponsored by Can of Beans.
66. Oh, I guess I need to split it up because there's 2 different types of damage.
What are the different types?
One's radiant and the other's force.
Takes full damage from both.
Okay, cool. 66.
Nice. Blasts it. You watch a hole punch through the side of one of the eye of the eye, and one of the tentacles gets blown off.
Is it dead?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just very sad.
So its speed is reduced. Will be reduced by 10, and then it can't gain hit points until the end of my turn. My next turn.
Okay.
And that was all for me.
All right, Clay. This
Oh
one.
crap! Sorry, it's not. Sorry.
You're okay.
I'm going to move 5 feet, staying within range of the first one, and then getting within 10 feet of the other one.
Smart. Okay. Clay is going to hold an action. You see, as he's got his, what'd you call it? A whambo?
Whamola.
A whamola. He's got it poised. He's looking around and he's gonna expound upon what he's up to. Stonks!
Oh my god, already?
Yep. You came in halfway through combat, halfway through the first
Oh,
round.
okay. Can I vibe check? Can I assess the situation? Who seems the scariest?
Not much has been done so far. Some cantrips have been cast. The Void Speaker did do some damage in the form of 66 against Sia, and that came out to about, what, 17 damage, 18 damage? Halved. The Death Kisses have yoinked some blood from Dodger, but Dodger managed to avoid such blood draining with succeeding on a DC 16 con save. Yeah.
Oh, hey yo. Hold
Seems
up.
like they
Wait a
haven't
minute.
fully shown all of their hands. They're not opening with their strongest attacks.
Let me read the spell components for this real quick. Okay, never mind. I can't cast that. Damage done to the Death Kiss. One is untouched and one's hit for.
One's
Is it
hit
a
for
substantial amount?
27 and 66. So one of them has been real knocked around. The other one, while slowed, has not done anything yet, or has not taken any damage yet. We've vibing with the music, or do I need to switch it up?
I feel like if you ask that question, that means that you might need to switch it up.
I just have ADD, but I'll switch it up.
Yeah.
Let's try this one.
Didn't expect in that one to be this early. Are there any enemies flying?
All of them.
All of them?
All of them are flying.
What is the? I'm sorry, you're having to catch me up to speed so
You're
much. The lady with the black ink coming out of her mouth. There's only like one of her, and then there's like two that of like normal casters that you would just categorize as like dudes with magic.
I mean, if you ignore the black holes in their chests.
Yeah, but like there's two of them, so like they can't be the special guy.
You stand out, bang!
Exactly. Okay. I'm gonna cast Earthbind on the special lady.
Ooh, what's this?
choose one creature. I ground them. I say no more fly. Come here where we can punch you. So choose one creature you can see within range. Yellow strips of magic energy loop around the creature. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw of 18 in this case, or its flying speed, if any, is reduced to 0 for the duration.
Counterspell from one of the Void Racked mages.
Counterspell from Yester.
Counterspell from the other Void Racked mage.
Counterspell.
The other Void Rack mage is slowed. It does not have a reaction.
Shit. All right, strength check. Cocked. Oh, that's pretty good. -1 on the strength. Does slow do anything to strength? I think it's just dex, if I remember correctly.
No, it's just dex and AC.
All right, that's a 19 made 18.
All right, it looks like we're silvery barbsing.
Okay.
There goes my reaction.
12.
There we go. Come here.
Does she take the fall damage?
She does not. She descends at a non-damaging rate.
It's unfortunate.
The golden lances of energy wrap around her, and she's like, and then she's dragged down. Not provoking an opportunity of attack from Kea, though, I don't think.
It's forced movement.
It's forced movement.
Yeah, it's forced movement. Okay. All right. That's your action? Got a bonus action for me?
Nope. Punch her, guys.
All right.
Punch her good.
Bonker. Top of the round with Spider. Which is Dodger.
All right.
My beard is
Joe,
looking kind of
the same
square
thing.
today.
It's help actions for Jean. Go
Okay.
get that crit. Eventually, we'll get there.
I like it. Which brings me to the lady. Fact check this. Okay. She is going to look at Stonks and cast Blight at 4th level.
That's a
Now I roll to
Constitution
see if
saving
that-
throw?
Yep. She is slowed, so do I roll Offbeat to see if she succeeds in doing so?
Gonna
Believe
cast a
so.
spell, then yes, you need to roll a d20 first.
Okay. That's a 4.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I actually use... I would like to use a portent, actually, before that roll is made. I just realized I think I might be able to do this. I forgot this is something I can do.
What's the portent on?
We can waste any attack roll save. This is an attack roll saving throw and ability check. Never mind. I was gonna give her a 17, so the spell would take place next turn. Never mind then.
I see. Oh, I see. You're cool. Got you.
Okay.
What is
Jeez.
Blight?
Blight is a 4th level necromancy spell. Necromantic energy washes over a creature of your choice you can see within range, draining moisture and vitality from it. The target must make a con save. Target takes 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save. I'm an idiot. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
Rit?
Targeted taco.
I was gonna point out. I was like, I don't have any juices, but
She's gonna do her darndest. She's gonna try.
I would like to change it because she wouldn't have cast Blight on a skeleton.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That
Alright.
does make sense.
I'm gonna roll to see who I target.
Unless you have to roll an intelligence check to see if she's smart enough to know. I'm just kidding.
Intelligence is 18. Bah,
She could suss it out.
6. It goes to Clay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
He looked like a FromSoft character anyway, so he could take some blight.
Yeah.
It's like a Tuesday morning for him.
Because it's basically Caled. Like, it's normal for him.
Fails. Takes 8d8 necrotic damage. Let's go faster, Jeff. Clay takes 34 necrotic damage. And goes. Okay. That is her turn because she is slowed. Yester, you're up.
All right. Yester, looking at all these bastards, On the non-slowed Death Kiss, what is the distance between that bastard and Ink Lady?
Ink Lady, they are all amongst each other now because she's been pulled down to the ground.
Cool.
They're all within 20 feet of each other.
Oh, they're all within 20 feet of each other. That's awesome.
Think so, yeah.
I'm going to cast Synaptic Static from my Rod of Absorption. I need intelligence. But before I do that, she's pretty smart. I'm going to use an Unsettling Words, and I'm going to subtract a d10 from her next save.
Okay.
That is a crispy 8. So she has an 8 subtracted from the save. I need the Death Kiss, her, and then the other Death Kiss to please make intelligence saving throws.
They all fail.
Excellent. They're all going to take 8d6 psychic damage.
Oh.
That is 29 psychic damage to all of them, and they all must subtract a d6 from all of their attack rolls. They may remake the save at the end of their turn.
Minus d6 to attack rolls. And what was the last part?
They may remake the save at the end of their turn.
Okay. My combat sheet has gotten so advanced since the beginning of this campaign. I used to have a tiny little book. Now I've got a whole ass piece of paper. Grid paper. Let's get that damage.
I did already. 29.
Thank you. 29. Okay. And that's your action?
That is my action and my bonus action. I will stick where I am.
Alright. You have your reaction back. Okay. That is Yester. The slowed Death Kiss is up next. It has a minus d6 to its attack. It is slowed. What am I going to do with you? Okay. It is going to whip a tentacle out on Jean. Minus a d6 on the attack. That's a minus 2. So it's got a plus 8, so I'm going to call this a plus 6. 17 plus 6 is 23? Yeah. 23 to hit, Jean.
Is this the slowed one?
Yes.
And you subtracted... No, did you subtract the d6?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It has a plus 8
Yeah.
to hit. It rolled a 2 on the d6. Made it getting a plus 6. 17 was the roll. 23.
You'll be okay with a light tickle.
You say that. The piercing damage is not so bad. It's a 2d6 coming out to 7 piercing damage, but you are now grappled. The escape DC is 14.
That's annoying. I should have shielded.
It the barbs of the end of the tentacle latch onto you with the attack, and it coils you in. The other Death Kiss is going to lash out on Yester, who is very problematic. Very nuisance-y. This one is not slowed.
It is, however, synaptic static.
That is true. So each attack or its next attack is it
Every
D6?
attack.
Okay. Oh, and I need to roll for the previous Death Kiss to see if it's still under synaptic static
And slow.
and
you
slow.
roll.
Thank you. Oh, I should have rolled for the Void Speaker then too.
Okay.
Death Kiss first. First, we're gonna do the synaptic static. What kind of saving throw? Wisdom?
Yep.
It's +1 wisdom. That's an 18.
I'm gonna use silvery barbs on that.
Okay. That is a 12.
Nice.
Okay, now I'm gonna roll for the slow. Another 17. Coming out to 18.
So this is the slow now that it's breaking out of, or the synaptic static?
The slow.
So that's a con save for that's a intelligence save on the synaptic static.
Okay.
and a wisdom save for the slow.
Okay.
So
-1 from the 18, making it 17. Is it still synaptic static?
It is, yes.
Okay. And an 18 for the slow.
So that one I would silvery barbs.
That's the one you silvery barbs. Okay.
Yeah.
Brain. Natural 20. So 18 stands.
All right. It breaks free of slow.
Okay.
The end of its turn. It sucks. I hate that.
And now I'm going to do the void speaker for the synaptic static. 2 plus a bunch of stuff. I assume a failure.
Yep.
And for the slow, 3 plus, I assume a failure.
Yep.
All right, back to the death kiss that is not slowed. 3 attacks on Yester with tentacles. That's a crit.
Minus a d6 from the roll.
5. That crit becomes a 15 to hit. Wait, where's my pluses? Plus 8. So 28 minus 5 to a 23 to hit.
Could someone silvery barbs this pretty please? Silvery barbs.
All right.
Thank you.
Rolling again. That is a 14 plus 8 minus a d6. 22 minus 2, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Even in the
hits.
heat of battle, he don't miss.
That hits.
That hits.
This
Okay.
guy-
So we've got
this
one
guy's
hit.
good. Yep.
Rolling again. That is a 15 plus 8, 23. Minus 5. 23 minus 5 is 18 to hit.
18 hits.
18 hits. And the third ragamuffin, another 15, so it hits again. So that's 3
All
hits
right.
on you. The first one makes you grappled.
Okay.
At the beginning of you can use an action on your turn. DC is 14 to ungrapple. Now let's get that damage. That's going to be 66 plus 12 total. 4, 5, 6. 33 magical piercing damage, and you are grappled.
That's fine.
Okay. 2 people are grappled, Dodger and Yester, correct?
I'm not grappled.
Gene,
It's Gene.
and Yester. At the beginning of your turns, you're going to need a DC 16 con save. Okay. That's all 3 attacks. Over to Gene. Make a DC 16 con save.
Need with a con save.
Yes, sir. Payback for Fester.
Yep, that's what I was getting at. That's an 11.
Okay, that's a failure. You take 4d10 lightning damage.
Lightning damage.
16 lightning damage. And your turn begins. It's a DC 14 to escape the grapple if you choose to do that with your action. It seems their goal is to grapple because then there's an ongoing damage.
I'm gonna try something fun, I think. So, worming my way through tentacles, I'm gonna reach into my pack
Okay.
and and pull out a strange sticky device. I don't know. It's got a little needle on it or so. I don't know. Freaking a little thing that I can stick to a person, a body. And I'm gonna wheel around and just plant it on the body of the creature and mash the button and attempt to cast Banish.
Ooh. Okay. What's my save here?
Charisma save of 18.
Natural 20. I'm high rolling today, guys. Well, that's not true. I've rolled a lot of like 2s and 3s. Charisma is a +0. Anybody got anything for that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I want a silver bar that roll.
I'm out of reactions.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't have silvery barbs.
Did I use my reaction?
I don't think
Nope,
you
I
have.
think so. Not this
Yeah.
round.
No, I was gonna counter
Yeah.
spell and then it ended
Oh.
up not being necessary
Okay.
because I
I'll leave you
announced it and then why didn't that go through?
Because we had a whole chain of counter spells go off. So
Oh yeah,
yours was
the
not
slow
needed.
prevented the one guy from counter spelling again. That was gonna be the one. Okay, the one that I needed to do got stopped by slow. Okay, so I will Barbs of Silver
Okay.
E.
12.
Hey, that fails. Look at that.
You are ungrappled. As the death kiss disappears.
I'll roll a shoulder and then stroll over to where old Void Speaker is chained to the ground.
Okay.
And
You've used your action.
I'll look down at her and I'll say,
With a soft
"You're
pop."
next,"
Okay.
and hit her with that Hexblade curse.
I don't think this is safe for that, correct?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
No.
it happens.
It's just basically intense intent to murder.
Yep. I like it. On the Void Speaker. Brutal. So she's slowed. She has a minus DC to her attack rolls and Hexblade's curse. And she's grounded. Just a
She's not
pinata.
He's not having a good time.
Nope.
Well, she doesn't deserve it.
That's true. Is that your turn?
Ambushing people is rude.
All right, Sia, you are up.
I'm gonna
Possibly
hit.
uncouth.
Yes. I'm gonna hit the Death Kiss that's got Yester with a guiding bolt.
Okay. Roll to hit.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay.
This is the one that has taken the more damage of the two. You banished the one that hadn't taken a lot of damage yet, so big brain.
Lucky.
It's 22 radiant damage.
All right, how do you want to do this?
Blasted with a ball of light.
Pops like
And Yester is free.
a radiant explosion from within it.
But is he free of the viscera?
Pink
It's
anger.
just
It's becoming a theme. I'm sorry.
see, it just blows
You know,
things
I'm
up.
starting to understand why Gene protests.
All right, that's both death kisses out of the fight. Anything else for you? See ya.
Right after she casts that, I'm gonna use my Temptuous magic thing and just flies like 10 feet towards closer to the Void Speaker lady.
Okay, very good. The slowed hole man is going to try to trap one of you within his black hole. I'm gonna roll a d8 to see who it's gonna be. Oh no. Your guide is in trouble.
Did the Holy Boys move in, or are they still
Nope,
at range?
they're still at range.
And you said they're 60 feet away?
40 feet.
Or 40 and then 20.
Yeah. She gets to make a strength save. Athletics.
A check?
Save.
Athletics is a check.
Yeah, it's not a save. It'd just be strength.
Oh, it just happens, and at her turn, she can try to make a check to get out of it.
Ah.
Interesting. So she's up there, and you watch as the hole begins to as this loud whistle of air screams from within, and she is pulled in, screaming, kicking, and flailing. And you watch as she breaks and folds into this hole, and you can see the one hand holding onto the edge of it, and that's all you see from within. And she's gonna take a whole lot of damage.
Bye.
Rip.
Looks to old dude. You're guide now.
Congratulations, you just got promoted.
She takes 24 various different types of damage.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
It's
that's
not so
as
bad,
bad
but
as
she's
that.
definitely in there. Okay. That's his action, and he is slowed. It is now Kaya's turn. Kaya is going to try to break the fuck out of there. 15. She fails with a 4.
Ooh.
Can anyone help her? Not that you would.
We have ways to make rolls lower, not.
All right.
She
Dodger.
already rolled, so I can't help her
Yeah.
now.
Dodger, you're up.
All right. I will move within 10 feet of Death Speaker Lady.
Okay. I think you're already within 10 feet.
Oh, perfect. And I will shoot her in the face.
Okay.
All right. 30-20,
Hits.
31,
Hits.
16.
16 hits.
Dead. All right. Alrighty, so that's going to be.
Slow man is gonna roll to see if he's no longer slowed.
So that's 59 force and radiant damage.
59, eh?
Mm-hmm.
On the void speaker. Got it.
Yeah. How's she looking?
Bloodied. The whole man who just did him a munch of Kea rolled as wisdom. That's -1 actually. 17 to no longer be slowed. 18 -1. Yes, sir.
17. Yeah, you're still slowed.
Back. All right. 59 damage from Dodger to the void speaker.
And then bonus action.
Okay.
Do it again.
Okay.
So that's 2 dirty 20s and 38.
All 3 hit.
Oh shoot, I haven't been calculating the damage correctly because I'm dumb.
Yes. What have you been forgetting?
I've only been adding the modifier. No, I'm not dumb. Everything's fine. Okay, I take it back.
I'm a
Don't
genius.
talk to
I'm a
my
god.
friend like that, Jake.
Yeah, come on. I love Jake. Why would you say that about him?
That's my friend. I'll beat you.
64 force and radiant.
That's a dead void speaker right there.
He just walks up, looks at Jean. Sorry, mate. Just blows her away.
All right.
Just pulls the lever where it's like 9 barrels or whatever it is, and just smoking crater.
All right.
I was gonna try to get her to have her boys stand down. Oh well.
Speaking of the boys, they fall to the ground with the death of the void speaker.
I mean, I think my method was fairly effective.
Yeah, turns out, yeah.
They're still fighting. They're just not flying anymore.
Oh. They lost their magic touch.
Which brings us to Clay. I forget the name of the spell off the top of my head. That's a problem.
What about the lady who got sucked?
She's still in there.
So,
You can see the one hand holding onto the rib cage. He casts Hold Person on the one that has Kea. The Void-Racked Mage, who is not slowed, is going to counterspell it.
A wrench flies across and dings him in the head. I none of that.
All right. The slowed whole man makes a saving throw and fails and is held.
wait, the old guy, the Clay got held? And
No,
the other way
Clay
around?
cast
No.
Hold Person.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Which brings us to the non-slowed whole man, who's going to cast Lightning Bolt on Sia.
Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's each creature. Okay.
Keep forgetting to dosey-do.
I'm literally immune to that.
Yeah. But the people behind you aren't.
Ah!
No.
But if she's immune, can it pass through her?
Yeah, I just absorb it all.
Well,
It's fine.
it's a forming line 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. So I'm gonna say this targets Jean and Yester as well, who needs a Dex saving throw.
Sorry, guys. I don't have my reaction.
No, it's fine. But like, immunity is basically the same thing as grounding, right? So
I just
Charge
disperse
is
it.
grounded.
You both need DC 15 Dex saves.
That's a 17 from
Dex
Yester.
save.
17. All right, you're gonna take half damage. And do
Hell
any
yeah.
of you have flammable objects on your person?
It was what I made a 16.
Lightning bolt only ignites things that aren't being worn or carried.
Lightning, you're right. Thank you. Good catch. Jean? 16?
16.
16,
Sweet
alright.
16.
The both of you save and take half of this damage. Comes out to half of 38 lightning damage. Sia, you care not for the lightning.
I'm just standing there like, it's fine.
All right, and that brings us to Stonks.
How many remain?
2. Well, both whole men.
Both. I thought they died when their lady
No.
died.
Nope,
They just
simply
stopped flying.
lost the ability to fly.
Oh.
Ooh, I should roll for that fall damage. They both take 4 fall damage.
What a bunch of silly gooses. Do they? Okay. How close are we to them?
Both 40 feet away in opposite directions.
40 feet away in opposite directions. That's silly. I haven't burnt a lot of spell slots, but I need my first level ones. Okay, so I'll cast Mind Spike to the one on the left.
Okay.
And he needs to make a wisdom save of 18.
Is this a charming effect?
No, this is I show him pictures in his head and then they hurt him.
Okay.
This is more.
What kind of
No! Off it! Don't leak our DMs!
what kind of save? Wisdom?
Wiz of 18.
I rolled a 18 minus 1 is a 17.
He takes 10 damage. And I'm concentrating again. I never always forget about that part.
Top of the round, Spider, and then Yester.
Oh, dang. Speaking of concentration, it hasn't been that long. How much? It was 19 damage? What concentration do I need to roll for 19 damage?
DC 10.
And that is just a flat roll on my part? I don't get
It is
any
a con
bonuses?
save.
Okay, I was
So
thinking
use your-
it was, but...
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. 19. Cool. Banishment is still on.
Nice. All right, Spider.
Spider be doing the same thing as always.
Okay, Yester.
Okay. So we got just these two spellcasty boys left.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very. How far away are they from each other?
40 feet in either direction, 80 feet apart. One is slowed, and also has Kea.
He's
How's he
held.
look? How's he?
Right.
How's he looking?
And held. Thank you.
And held.
Mm-hmm.
Gently and like lovingly.
Well, if he's slow. Well, if he's held, I don't really need to slow him.
The held one is slowed.
So I'm gonna drop concentration on slow.
Okay, he's no longer slowed.
Instead, I'm going to turn to the other guy, and I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration to... I'm going to subtract an 8 from his next save, and I need a Wisdom save from him as I cast Hold Person on him.
Okay. 18 minus 7, you said?
8.
Minus 8? 10.
He fails. He's paralyzed too.
Alright. That's Yester. Going over to Jean. Sorry, Yester, is that your turn?
That is my turn, yes.
Alright, going over to Jean with Sia on deck.
Alright. How far is Boyo with Kaya
40 feet
away?
away.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I have any. I don't have any heckin' bonuses. Ian will dig into his bag again. And pull out one of his handy dandy syringes.
Okay.
And like, kind of turn back to look sort of towards the party and be like, I know I'm gonna regret doing this. And bop himself with a haste.
Okay.
Make his way over there and
You're like,
pull her out of the guy.
"Ooh."
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's just speed. I don't know what. I don't know what's going
Go
on.
juice.
We don't
Syringe
ask,
drinking
we
a
don't ask
syringe.
questions to which we don't want to know the answers. But it's
Monster.
haste.
Adrenaline.
Yeah,
adrenaline.
It's just freaking bang, like directly into the veins. Alright, so it's like an assisted strength check. What's run over to paralyzed boy with a girl in his holes and pull her out. That's what I'm doing.
You
What?
can attempt to pull her out with a DC
Bring it in.
15 athletics.
Alright. Can I use Spider Boyo to make it easier?
Ability checks, Dodger?
Yeah. You have the help action, so you can.
Alright, I don't know what the heck it looks like.
What's the
But,
help action look like, Dodger?
Maybe it crawls at the end of my hand and just like extra latch. You know?
That work?
Yeah.
Something like that. Alright. Well, I mean, the first is athletics. The first is a 24.
Yeah, you
Actually,
wrench
I've
her
rolled
out.
two 24s.
Nice.
So,
You
here we
pull her
go.
out and she's screeching, just hollering, as she's pulled out from this void in the whole man's chest. The void racked mage. She's all sorts of broken.
like bones broken
Many bones are broken. Yes.
from 20 damage.
From being folded up into a little hole and forced into a hole about this
Sure.
big.
Sure. Yeah.
It also inflicted injuries.
Fun, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can do.
Okay. That was
Dash
Jean.
and a action. So
Okay, Jean. You're done. See ya.
I'm gonna hit the other weird hole dude with a guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt.
Dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
one thing I don't have is a greater restoration.
Is that something you can get after a long rest, or just not high enough level?
Looking now.
23 radiant damage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
I believe so, yes.
All right, the held man in front of Dodger is going to roll to see if he can break out of hold person.
I can do lesser. I don't see greater on the list.
And succeeds. No longer held, costing him his turn. Kea is going to drag herself away from the hold man, but then rolls onto her back and throws her sword at him. Fuck you! And misses. Dodger, you're up.
Right. Which one is still held?
The one that is being focused by Sia.
And how far away is it?
From you?
Yeah.
About 35 feet.
Wonderful. I will run 30 feet.
Okay.
And I will blast.
You roll for that?
Huh?
You rolled a hit for that,
Yeah.
and you had advantage.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Are you getting him with 5 feet of the paralyzed guy?
I only have 30 feet of movement, so I guess I can't technically, can I?
If you move 30, you're within 5 feet.
Oh, then yeah.
Alright, then all these are crits.
Exciting. Good. A 26 and 2 30s.
Those hit.
I guess I'll roll damage and see how that does before I use my bonus action. It's 101 force and radiant.
Oh yeah, he big dead.
Cool. How far away from me is Sia?
Sia is, I believe, 30 feet behind you.
Okay, so too far. Yeah. That's it. Don't have more movement. So.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. I'll bonus action shoot him because I have 300 feet, so I can still shoot him. It just won't be auto crit.
Okay. Stonks.
Wait, no, wait. I'm still.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, dude, gosh. Yeffers. Gosh.
Someone the other day called me Fefferson, and I didn't hate it.
Wasn't that Mims?
Maybe, yeah. Oh, no shot!
2 crits
Ooh, let's go.
and
Get
a
him.
21.
It's
81.
just barely hanging in there. Is that your turn?
And that's it, yeah.
Stonks, bring us home.
I look at the one who's just barely hanging on. And I cast Firebolt.
Firebolt. Very good. Roll the hit.
28.
28 hits. Roll your damage.
12.
How do you want to do this?
I make a thumb, like the size of a pin, like a thumbtack. A little bolt of fire. And I shoot it at him with a finger gun. And just like lightly singes an eyebrow.
Size of eyebrow.
How embarrassing.
How embarrassing if that wasn't cut properly.
A quiet falls over the realm. Aside from the screams of pain from Kea.
Yeah, I guess I'll let that haste drop, so I'll just take a knee for a second. Decide whether or not that was a waste of a spell slot. I don't know.
Kea gets a hold of herself a bit. Is not able to stand.
Oh yeah, you gotta settle down. Don't even just chill out. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully. Alright. Well, actually, I have 6 seconds of nothing, so... Well, I guess I just can't move, so I can talk.
Guess I'm gonna look at Void Speaker, see if she's got anything on her that would like tell us where, like where their cult hangs out at or whatever, or like
You don't
any information.
find any useful information. You find a dagger with a symbol on it. That might be useful. Of a rune of some kind. You don't recognize the symbol.
I'll dig out a couple of syringes after I can move again.
Okay.
Hit her with some lay on hands.
Okay.
It probably won't fix your bones, but maybe it'll feel a little less painful.
Okay. How much health should you get back?
All of it. What was it? 26. I'll do for 26.
Okay. Yeah. She goes, thank you. Props herself up by one of the statues, and then puts herself right back down on the ground. Oh, nope.
But I don't suppose we should maybe rest up for a bit and see what we can do about this here leg.
Clay excitedly pops down, pulls out his Wamba Jambo, and starts playing his music to deter the weaker undead in the region. I could teach you this song.
It's the song specifically that deters the undead?
That's correct. It ain't got no kind of magic in it.
I immediately pull out my fiddle and begin trying to learn the song.
Okay. Make an intelligence check.
Where's my dice? I just had it. Where'd he go? I put him away. Why would I do this?
If you play it backwards, does it draw him to your position?
Try.
Just a flat int check. Could I maybe add my proficiency with an instrument to this check?
Of course.
Okay. That would be a dirty 20.
Okay. You learn the song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got it.
Well, I'll begin playing. Do 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 dee, do do do.
Dodger begins a tiny hut.
Okay.
He's just Fortniting it, just starts building.
I imagine it's kind of like the Lego Star Wars game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. We're taking a long rest then.
I guess it depends how long it takes for Kaya to recover from her wounds.
Eons.
Yeah, she's, not really wounded anymore. She's
injured.
In pain.
Still has a lasting injury. Like she's full HP now.
Mm-hmm.
He's broken.
Oh no!
Oh no,
Our
Arkaya.
guide.
And yeah, I've Googled and confirmed there is no greater resto for Paladin. So I am.
Oh,
What about you?
Really?
Kyle? You got
yeah,
anything in
that'd
the
be
pocket?
5th level spell.
Are you the second question is, are you high enough cleric to swap it out?
You have to be a level 9 or 10 cleric, I'm pretty sure.
The party choose on what to do with their guide as we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back, chat. We return. The bubble is up. Party thinks they might after the party quietly converses with each other. They think they might have a grim solution.
Oh God.
Yester is going to approach Kaya and go, Kaya, we've got a problem on our hands. No one here is capable enough in healing magic to fix this while you're still alive. However, we are capable of bringing you back from the dead and repairing objects.
She grabs you by the shirt and pulls you real close. Face to face, noses touching. It's not necromancy, is it? Tell
No.
me it's not necromancy.
It's not necromancy. It's under the school of
Stay dead if it's necromancy.
It's under the school of evocation. Right.
That's a big word for Elmo.
It's It's not necromancy. You'll come back same as you are right now, except your bum leg is gonna be better. Whatever the else hell was wrong with you. We're gonna have to work quick. It's gonna be violent. When you come to, won't even a minute has passed. But we are
Because if
gonna.
it has, you'll be dead.
That is true. But there are ways around that too. All right.
Sure.
Hang on.
This will work.
You are agreeing to this alarmingly fast.
Are we?
I will make
here,
any number of
telepathic
persuasion
link.
check that needs to be made.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's out of game. It is necromancy. For
Oh,
sure.
roll
We defies
deception.
necromancy.
Oh, I didn't.
Wait, revivifies necromancy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking right at it.
Okay, then if Yester knew that it was necromancy,
Okay.
you would change his response.
Okay.
What is your ire onto necromancy, Kaya?
I don't
You won't-
know, it's kind of a bad moment to get into my long and very important backstory.
Read
Look.
me the pages.
You're stable, Kaya. What? Tell us why.
No,
What's the problem?
Might as well just get up and walk away then. Don't start slapping at you.
Kaya. This is gonna sit down beside her and go. When we picked you, I was told that you were someone who was capable of doing what needs to be done.
Tonks pulls a chair from out of nowhere and like spins it around and straddles it like a
So
like
you
a
got
cool
detention.
teacher.
Yeah. We
got your
were
leg
informed by the Mindfire group that you would be able to perform your duties to the best of your ability. Now we are presented with a problem. We can either leave you here to die, and then you'll be dead for good, or we can fix you up, killing you ourselves, but bringing you back in the process. Yes, this spell is under the school of necromancy, but it would not make you an undead. I've been revivified. Everyone here has, probably. You are a different question. Shut up. Not important right now. Revivification is a process, but it is not bringing back undeads. Just trust me, that's a spell too, but we ain't using that. Think it over. I'll say
I mean, does she know any clerics? Like people who like pray to like good gods?
I mean, we can't get her back there in time is the thing, right?
No, I know, but like if she knows like, you know, a healing priest who like does good things in the village, that's a little bit different than Bahamut, the Lich King, who like has a zombie army. Like Elder Tom.
This is
on
a
the
land where the
street.
gods have long since been dead. So, a lot of the clerical abilities tend to be more oath-sworn and idealistic. Even before this time, the Church of the Endeavor was the Church of the Path. And that was all about taking the correct course of action and stuff like that. If Babos finds out I was returned with any kind of necromancy, he might expel me from the Mindfire. Can we keep this secret?
We can keep it as secret as we can keep how Stonks is alive.
That might be a little confusing when you don't.
Yeah, same. I'm also like, what?
Mum's the word.
Don't think about it too much. I'm off my metaphor game today.
You're tired.
The
We don't
real
know
me,
how
I'm
he's
off the
alive.
metaphor.
Roll persuasion at disadvantage. Which is hilarious.
Funny.
I rolled a 9, but that's a 10, so that's a 25.
She looks around at everyone. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. A lesser evil.
Spider will crawl up on Dodger's arm, and a giant like buzzsaw will start spinning.
Not now.
No.
All right. Do you agree?
Make it quick.
All right.
She's got 97 hit points. How you gonna make it quick?
Step 1. I request that you lie down on your back.
Bang, 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 bang.
Could you please lie down on your back?
Yeah, she's there.
Okay.
I cast hold person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah!
She's being very brave about this, and you can see that she has someone put a belt in her teeth, and she just starts. You can see the hatred trying to take the reins and pull her through this moment instead of the fear, but it seems to hold, even as the hold person kicks in. It's just a rage-induced face. Coming across her eyes.
I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern, using my Rod of Absorption just to help her, just to like soothe the anesthetics.
Ooh, pretty colors.
Some colors.
Shapes
They
and
belong
colors.
Okay. I feel like Dodger, Gene, you're probably the best one to do this in as few seconds as possible. Who here knows the Revivify? Is it also yourself, Dodger? Gene, I mean. Okay.
I do, and I'll dig into my bag and have it pull out yet another freaking syringe that's a spell.
She looks up at you and goes,
alive again. I don't know.
"Make it quick, elf."
Okay. Dodger, you and I both know Mendon.
Right.
Okay.
We absolutely know that this will work.
Don't
Now.
do that now.
I hate to be the one to get cold feet first, but
Come
I also
on.
don't want to just kill a woman for no reason.
Cut me pointy.
Could Yester make a medicine check?
Dear God, I start stabbing.
No.
A flurry of blows. Clay goes, "Oh God!" and he pulls out his own knife.
No! Gene,
Hold
Gene,
on,
make
we
it
need
quick! I use Bardic Inspiration on Gene. You can add that to damage.
Why
This
am
is
I
just
still
him.
hold shotgun? What am I supposed to do?
Shoulder!
There won't be nothing left.
Every hit's a crit. She's paralyzed. I cast hold person.
Guys, wait.
Oh,
I'm stabbing.
Stop stabbing.
She's getting stabbed.
Luna.
We just want to let her bleed out.
I'm
Cast level 5 lightning bolt channel divinity max.
Okay. Just whoop,
There we go. That's like the
Boom.
quickest way. You don't feel it anyway.
maxed out level 5
Instant
lightning
fail.
bolt. I think is going to do it. And she
Stabs loosened her up.
Yeah. And the smell of pork fills the
Pork?
oh yeah. Burnt human flesh smells like pork.
How many people you cook?
I've read a lot of books. Thank you, Jenna.
All right.
along with the smells of burning hair and all of that, which is
all of it. It's bad.
awful.
Clay throws up, but steps outside of the bubble first.
All right, Dodger, you and me, let's mend.
Let's free her bones.
You begin
No
through the
stonks.
crunchy work of like feeling it around until it's in its correct placements, carving away at the flesh to get a better view of the bones and casting mend on it because it's a corpse, now an object. Mending the bones together. You have to get through both legs, the pelvis as well, and a couple
What
of
the fuck broke?
a lot of her, dude.
Everything.
She pretzeled into a 3-foot hole, as well as various bits of her spine. If
might be
traumatic.
if everyone's kicking in to help, especially the spider, I feel like would do a great job of
Stonks is not.
and prying apart bits of flesh and
Too much
using all the-
flesh.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Dog's the one that knows the skeletons the best. Is not helping.
After realizing
Supervising.
how many bones are broken and we would have had to how much we're gonna have to open, Stonks is like it would just be easier to just Pull the bones out.
Darks, just stand straight so I know where I'm placing shit.
I assume the classroom skeleton position.
Now remember, he's missing 1 rib and 2 pinkies.
All right.
So
I need Dodger, Jean, Sia. Are you helping?
Yeah.
Sia and Yester to all make medicine checks.
Wait, before, who has the lowest medicine score?
that would be
What
me.
is medicine?
I have a-
Anyone
I have a
crit
0.
fails, we run out of time.
We have a +2.
Because we've only got the
I have a
3
+1.
minutes before
What is-
vivification takes place.
Wisdom. Okay. Yeah. I
So
am a
+1.
+0 on medicine.
Okay.
Okay,
was-
cool. I give
I-
Jean the crit. I give Yester the 18.
Sia and Dodger, you both have Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Okay. So
Can I
you give
also
me-
add guidance?
Okay. All right.
And at least one of you can take the help action advantage from the spider.
Could I
Yester,
take
the
you
the help?
don't have to roll. You rolled an 18.
All right, I have an
I
18.
burnt
8
both
is
portents.
summoning.
Okay, I still have the guidance though, +3, so that is a 21 for Yester.
Okay.
I'll burn a 17 for Dodger.
All right,
Oh,
see ya.
I mean, if I could,
You want to use
I-
your own?
I rolled a 19.
Okay. Yeah, you rolled before I could get the chance to use it.
Yeah.
So.
I got an 18 without anything added to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 19 on the die. So if I use Bardic Inspiration, what is that, a D10 or a D8?
D10.
And
You're so
Stonks
inspiring.
is naked.
So naked.
Okay, that's a 10.
Gene, you also have a D10 Bardic
So it's
Inspiration.
30.
I got like auto crit,
No, nice. 30.
right?
Yeah.
But still add the D10, see if it can cancel out anything low enough.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely roll a d10 on top. A 6.
29. Sorry.
You're good. All right. Under a minute, the party really just hell-bent on making this happen. Finds they even have a little bit of time to spare, and double check and triple check everything. Who's casting Revivification?
Pulp Fiction style.
Boom!
Counter
Khaki
spell.
pen.
Counter spell. You see the eye-
bones!
you see the life spread from the solar plexus up to the rest of her, and then the once it passes over the eyes, they shoot open,
Nope.
and
Immediately follow up the rest of my lay on hands with another syringe. Just double stabbed.
she comes up, and she grabs you, Jean, and in just a knee-jerk reaction, in an attempt to grapple, and pulls a knife. And then
Whoa!
yeah.
Calm!
He's-
Calm!
Yeah, just sort of like
His hold
tense and,
person
like-
still in effect?
No.
No, it would have dropped when she died.
Oh, okay.
Knowing, somewhat predicting this might happen, you catch the knife, and you hold, and then she looks at you and goes, and drops the knife.
See, that wasn't so bad.
away.
That worked.
I need 5. And she gets up and takes a walk. She steps up out of just this puddle of blood.
All right, show of hands. Who thought that was no way that was going to work? No? All right.
The 2
I'll
smartest
give
ones.
half a hand. Yeah.
I always have faith in what I say.
We know that.
Yeah.
Now makes one of us.
Dodger. Little spider comes up to you.
Who's little mate?
It seems distressed.
Is it like going back and forth, or is it pointing in a certain direction, or?
It's going back and forth in a unsure nature.
Can I roll to
Insight.
the vibes?
Yeah. Spider's like, wait, hey. Distressed
No.
toaster noises.
What is it? 16.
16. You realize it's trying to communicate that Clay is nowhere to be seen.
Timmy's in the well? What? Now where'd Clay run off to?
Clay's gone. Clay! Bastard.
There's this puddle of vomit. Are there like any dripping trails that I can follow?
Make a survival check.
Somehow I'm good at survival. What? Can I have the spider give me the help action by becoming goggles? 17.
Okay. You don't find vomit, but you do find prints, and you start following the prints through this kind of maze of statues to the other side where the prints just stop.
Did they stop like mid-step, or was it like he stopped moving?
With a
Are
17,
there
I
two
would say
footprints?
he stopped mid-step. The last one even looks a little more printed in, as if he put some
Jumped.
oomph behind it. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to him, I guess.
What the heckin' donkey?
Donkey is actually still there. Donkey's chilling.
So,
If you were to go through the pack, the overladen pack of the donkey, you find it's filled with rocks.
nothing else, just rocks.
Just rocks. Rocks in like just very like chips of wood, some dirt. Looks like just anything that they can get to pack, that Clay could get to pack in there to look full.
Minecraft inventory.
It's our second Minecraft joke of the night.
Are we sure his name isn't Steve? What? Well, it looks like Clay just dipped.
Well, if these are rocks, it looks like he was faking being some sort of merchant.
I knew I didn't trust him.
Well, hopefully whoever he was working for is so spooked by our existence of trying to perform surgery on an object to bring them back to life, they won't fuck with us. That's how I'd view it anyway.
I hope he's not a tattler.
If he tattles, it's his word against ours. Frankly.
Tells
Can't-
on what, really? Just your location?
No, if you didn't think about it, don't worry about it.
I have too
Alright,
many
well-
thoughts. I don't know which
Good.
one you mean.
That's fine.
It's fine.
All right, so
I will say one last thing for Dodger. If that's, sorry to cut you off. You see traces of magic having been cast in the area.
he cast fly.
Nope. You can make an Arcana check.
Oh, cool. I'm definitely good at that.
It's out. Tricorder from Star Trek.
Once again, I would like to flip the switch on my spider so it helps me detect traces of magic.
Enhance.
All-purpose spider goggles, go.
It's your Batman belt.
17 minus 1, 16.
16. Pass without trace. Druidic magic.
Or sees a druid.
Find the mushrooms.
God damn it, not mushrooms again. Alright.
That was Boyo. What's his name? Who's after us?
Like done something.
Antioch?
No. What's his...
Loam? Loam?
We know he's a druid.
Sure, but there's lots of druids. I didn't smell any gunpowder on them. I also didn't do a perception check, but
The only thing you got on Clay was an insight check of 9.
That's true.
And he was just like an old man, like old human looking man.
Abnormally tall and thin.
And dirty. Wait, I prestidigitated his foot.
This is true.
What did I see? Was it just a human ass foot?
It was a human ass foot.
No Wookiee foot.
Distinctly not a Wookiee.
Mhm.
Could have been a disguise.
Yeah, but like, what kind of disguise is that complete? Was never. Is he a bugbear? Is that the race?
Furbolg.
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 Ranger Rogue Druid Fighter. So he has disguise self, which changes the appearance.
Appearance, sure, but I mean,
Clay
Yeah,
went into creative
magic.
mode.
interaction with magic, so it should have, been funky somehow.
It returns, more composed.
Mhm.
I wanted to say thank you.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you for agreeing. How are you feeling?
Shaken. Angry. Let us be away from this place.
That's fair. It's worth mentioning. Our friend, old Stinkfoot, he's gone.
Did you kill him?
He ran. Roughly when we started our operation, he vomited, and then we followed him behind some sort of place, and then he's gone.
He used some magic.
What kind of magic?
Like that nature magic.
There is a druid circle to the north, but they're usually up front when dealing with the people of the Mind Fire. I'll have to make a note to tell Babos. Let us be off. She looks
All
at
right.
the puddle of blood. Shivers a little bit. Party continues? Question mark?
Off we go, I guess.
I mean, how are you feeling? There's no way you're at full health.
I'm fine.
No, it's all right. Here, I'm gonna like dump all the rocks and sticks and crap out of the donkey's bags and pouches. You can ride on this.
She looks at it, and from the flashes of emotion across her face, she's initially insulted, and then realizes that it is you just trying to be kind, and then acquiesces and climbs up onto the donkey, who immediately tries to kick her off. And succeeds in doing so. She gets up, punches the donkey, and climbs back on top. Donkey is chastised.
Gene's gonna be like, that's exactly what I expected to happen. That's what always happens. Expect a horse-related animal to do what you want it to do.
All right. Moving forward. A couple of hours pass, and you get to the salt.
Since we have the hut up, could we have like taken a short rest?
I'll give you a short rest.
Bless.
Traveling onwards, you find the salt rock. Stonks, you had a vested interest in the High Emerald, a massive emerald mountain that is off to the east, the southeast, and you realize that what?
I just, yeah, I do have a vested interest in that big green rock.
It's about the same size
As
the High Emerald. This giant salt rock that is here down in this valley, tucked away.
I lick it. Ah, fuck! I don't have a tongue.
Kind of gnaw on it with teeth.
Just-
Canary, lick this. What's it taste like?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Come lick this thing.
No, I'm not licking the giant
Lick it!
salt rock.
You have all 5 senses and you refuse to use one on this beautiful specimen?
If I lick this, am I gonna die?
No,
How do you know that?
because we have diamonds.
I will say this.
That's not die. That's
You can
won't stay
see-
dead.
As Yester and Stonks, as you continue to look at this monolithic salt rock, you realize there's a creature locked inside. To call it a creature is an understatement. It is a kaiju-sized mass of corpses, all kind of fused together.
I guess
You gotta lick
Kaya,
away
this
to the
is-
monster.
This is the how many licks does it take to get to the center of this soft
Dig us a
monument?
tunnel with your tongue, Yester.
No.
If you
Gonna-
had to guess, this is the majority of the denizens of the fallen city of Edict.
It's gonna
And you're still gonna lick it. Okay.
a delicate.
Is it salty?
Give it a lem.
A bitter tang of salt
So-
touches your tongue. Zest?
Bitter.
Bitter? I don't know.
No, it's not
salty.
salt?
It's salty. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be
Have
eloquent.
you ever licked a salt lamp?
No.
You should try it. It is an experience.
Salty.
Very.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very salty.
Okay. It is in fact salt.
Well,
That's it.
before he licks it a second time, is this a good opportunity to explain what this is, Kaya? If you're feeling up to it.
Something to do with... ultimately, I don't know. Something to do with whatever happened when the Deadweight Way came to be and Antioch wielded his will upon this place and blighted it.
Stonks is doing the Macarena and ritual casting.
Okay. What are you
Mhm.
casting?
Legend lore on the rock.
Fuck you.
He's like, I don't know.
I know someone who does. Me. Okay. Well, unfortunately. Oh no. In a bygone language, couched figuratively, to use those exact words in the spell. The blood flow of the city of Edict needed to be removed so that the Herald of Blood could not touch it.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me.
That's an expensive spell.
Yeah, it is.
Shit.
It eats my maracas every time.
Is that where your 4 ivory strips are?
Yep. Actually, no, I used the Offbeat's ivory thread.
No, you did not.
But I
Cool,
used it like
no.
I used it like 3 casts ago and have been replacing it.
When the,
That's why it has weird magic abilities now.
when the storm came, sacrifices were made. Is the additional bit of information you get. These are forgotten lore that someone once said to someone else a long time ago.
You said forgotten lore, and my brain just started reciting the Raven.
Quoth the raven, nevermore.
More.
It's oh my god, it's like a Pavlovian response because I had to memorize like half of it in high school in an English class. Jesus. Anyways, forgotten. Anyways, here's what Stonks knows. He knows about poetry now. He wants to eat moss. Anyways, so these there was a big scary thing that would, use the blood of the people in there that were all connected in some way because they lived here, I guess. I don't know. And in order to prevent the big spooky thing from drinking the blood and getting the superpowers, they put him in a rock. A storm came that heralded the coming of the blood dude. So they sacrificed the dudes to the salt. I think the rock is a god.
Rock god.
Not really the last bit, but the other parts. This is what I've deduced.
So no blood for the blood god then.
Yeah, make him thirsty.
I don't suppose it would. Didn't that rock in the cactus forest place? Didn't it like try to do blood stuff?
Yeah, I think maybe it. Oh,
I don't know if it's related or not. Y'all can figure that out.
we have to push this rock to the monolith.
It's a mountain.
No, we're not.
No.
The Herald of Blood was referenced with the monolith in the cactus wild, in the needled wilds.
Okay.
And then when you spoke to Obadiah, I believe it was, there was a specific blood elemental of some kind within the sacred fallen city to the south of the needled wilds, up on the plateau. You guys are down beneath the plateau.
Okay.
Where 3 gangs reign.
Look, all I'm saying is they'd be alive if they were skeletons. No blood.
Alive?
Yeah.
What
How are
makes
you
you
sure
think
about
this?
Gestures to self.
Well, smart man, you say a lot of dumb things.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Moving on.
Okay. Moving forward. The party spends another day traveling. And slowly this sound is becoming louder and louder. I'm not gonna be able to do a good job, but somewhere along the lines of a noise.
Gene, how'd you make that sound with your ass? And how can you teach me?
Very carefully. And I can't. It's hereditary.
Got immaculate butt muscles.
Tonk stares into the middle distance, forlorn.
Where he does not have butt muscles.
For he will never know the joy of breaking wind again.
Just as the fallen city of Edict comes into view, Stonks.
Dies.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Much of like what happened to Jean. You are shot from afar.
Ah.
And I need to check all this damage.
The house shot. You got shield.
31 to hit.
Yeah, shield blocks that. Give me the bean footage.
Technically possible.
3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta do all this math. From whizzing and weaving between the trees where you have come from. Additional 6. This arcane bolt comes flying out. And make a DC 15 athletics check as it punctures you and out right from the back, out of the chest, which then turns into all these vines which try to immediately drag you down to the ground.
7 on the athletics.
7 on the athletics. You fail and are rooted. Almost done. Few more factors to damage in here. 63 magical piercing damage.
Weak.
Action surge. I'm kidding. What do you guys do?
Not die.
Where'd he get hit from?
He got hit in the back. The bolt came weaving through through the trees from afar.
From behind us?
Mm-hmm. From whence you came.
I don't suppose anybody has a way for us to all feign death convincingly so we can just trap this idiot. Anyway, also cover.
Yester's gonna immediately dome all of us with his Rod of Absorption, casting Wall of Force.
Immediately?
Yes.
Okay. Wall of Force goes up. Kea looks around, startled.
All right, that seems to be loam. What are we doing?
It's a very good question.
What did we do last time? We threw weather at him?
Yeah, we phoned a friend.
Hmm.
Means we got 2 left, I think. It's been a while.
2 friends?
50-50. What's the last one?
All right.
Directly into the camera, breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Ask the audience.
Will they survive? Vote now on your phones by texting.
Another shot weaves out and breaks against the Wall of Force.
The Wall of Force is a complete dome, right? Even underground.
Yeah, you can actually. Sorry, it doesn't break. You see as it starts whipping around the Wall of Force, trying to find a way of entrance for about 100 feet worth of distance, and then it dissipates.
100
It's that
feet.
seeking bolt nonsense that's the worst part of it.
What bolt is this from? Is this like a heavy crossbow?
It's a magical bolt.
But like it's got to stop. Like it's still got to use proper
From a bullet.
arrows. The gun.
Yeah.
Dodger, what gun does it look like? We can maybe figure out this bastard's range.
100 feet further. God just told us.
Well, it had 100 feet left.
It's
I don't know
X
how-
plus 100. We need to know the X.
Yeah.
Why?
Hold for X.
Can I make a investigation check?
At disadvantage because you're trying to find a bullet in the ground amongst the grass and.
Yester will help look for it. So cancel
Okay.
out the disadvantage.
30-20.
Dirty 20, you have not seen this kind of ammunition before. To call it a tank rifle ammo would be an understatement. It is a real nasty looking bullet, about this long. Almost looks like a needle.
I've never seen its like before.
All right. Well,
I'm
could you maybe guess?
gonna pull up my book and I'm gonna like make some notes on it to eventually possibly try to replicate it.
Okay.
I mean, the exact mic, I can't be sure. I mean, it's obviously long range.
Clearly custom.
This is unique. I can check and like get a rough estimate,
Of
like the kind of gun and the range and the kind of information that.
some kind of sniper rifle that is just a monster. So okay, let's say let's do this. Let's say a history check for Dodger real quick.
14.
You're looking at anywhere from an additional 200 to 300 feet of range. Not including the
Cool.
100 that was spent whipping around you.
Right.
You get some new information as the third shot comes wielding around. Doesn't go on for 100 feet, it goes on for about 300 feet's worth of distance. So this boyo's got a range of about 600 feet.
300 feet away. Do we see the
300 feet
direction the
away.
shots are coming from? Do we see the direction the shots are coming from?
Yeah, from the direction you came from, so to the north, maybe a little northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I can get my hands on the bullet, I've got a thingamajig here that might give us some location information.
Well,
I don't
wait.
know how much it'll help us.
Stonks got shot. Pull it out of him.
Well, it didn't really like stick in his flesh or anything.
It embedded.
Gene, make a perception check to search within the domed wall of force to see if you can find that initial ballistic.
17.
17. Okay, you find the remains of different bits of the bullet. Stonks has thoughts.
All right, reach into my bag and pull out what looks kind of like like a Geiger counter, basically.
Okay.
Wait,
stick it
Gene?
against the.
Are you about
what?
to use a science magic?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try this on for size before you also burn a spell slot.
Okay.
What if you gave me the bullet and we all just teleported to him?
That
that'd be
sounds like
perfect.
a mighty good plan. Let's jump this bastard.
This thing just beeps in the general direction of another bullet that would be like that bullet, because it's just locate object. But at least it would give us some kind of direction. But yeah, plus here's the second bit.
Would this bullet, for a rules question, count as a, quote, associated object, meaning an object taken from the desired destination within the last 6 months?
Define that. Unpack that for me.
Teleport.
Taken from its.
Yeah, so teleport. So, okay, so teleport has like all the different things that determine whether or not, like, you know, you like get split in half, or like you end up where you wanted to be, or if you end up like somewhere close, or like if you're like, oh, I want to end up at like this grove of trees in Canada, you might end up in like that grove of trees in like England, because it's similar depending on a D100 roll. One of the ways that you can bypass this is by, one, going to a teleportation circle, or two, having an associated object, which is something from the place that you're trying to go. The example the spell description gives is such as a book from a wizard's library, bed linen from a royal suite, or a chunk of marble from a lich's secret tomb.
That feels pretty good. The question is, does it take you to Loams, or does it take you to whoever made the bullet?
Well, just like the book in the library, it's a bullet to a gun, so it would take us to the gun, right?
Wouldn't take you to the manufacturer of the book, yeah.
I can't argue with
The
that.
gun is the library.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Hell yeah.
Before we teleport there, Jester
Ready
is
up.
going to ready. He's gonna ready a spell is gonna ready hold person.
Okay.
Everybody just ready, hold person.
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody that has it.
Yes.
I'm going to preemptively pop my spirit shroud.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I have that as well. We do the exact same thing.
I ready.
I do have that.
And then I ready an action.
Action. Like that idea.
CO will also be readying hold action, hold
Okay.
person.
Is everyone
Teleports
ready?
into rock.
Yeah.
TPK.
Yester, question of the day: can I teleport across your barrier?
Yes.
Okay. All right, everybody, hold hands. I put my gloves on and hold individual fingers.
Okay, I
Will
get.
the wall of force stay up if we left?
We'd probably leave range.
No, it would stay up.
As long as you concentrate, but if you
Yeah.
cast hold person, then it's fine.
As soon as I cast hold person, then then it will drop. So
I was gonna say, Kai, it's not your fight, so if you were to stay behind, no hard feelings. But we gotta go kill a man.
I mean, we did fix you.
Oh, wait, real quick, switch places with me. And I do-si-do.
She goes to say something, sees the dancing, and thinks twice. But she does kind of get down from the donkey. She glares at, and then does some stretching. And then lights the overlong machete and goes, "I'm in it."
All right, let's go die again. And I cast teleport.
And that, as
Go
the
kill
party,
Wookiee.
what does the casting look like? Pretty please.
What does the casting look like?
Yeah.
Well, there's no components.
No, but like paint me a word picture.
Paint you a word picture? Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone holds hands like they're praying at church camp. Except for Stonks, who's just holding the tips of whoever's Yester's finger, because he's comfortable with Yester, and Sia's finger because Sia seems cleanly.
All right.
And then after Homegirl lights the sword and like gets in on the hand holding, he just immediately just says that, and those were the words. Let's go die again is the spell component.
You're up.
And then we go.
I also like to think that the spider is is included, and it's just dangling off the ground, holding on to two different people's hands. And just to check, you can bring all these people, and I think that
I
has
can
to
bring
include the
8
spider.
willing creatures.
Yeah, that's 7. Okay. See
Does the
now.
donkey want to come?
Well, donkey is 8. Let's go.
All right, sure, fuck it, bring the donkey. See now this broken glade with the city ruin, just on the cusp of reach, ominous and gloomy. Undead all turn their heads as the various arcane bolts flash out, and a few of them move into the clearing just to watch 8 individuals holding hands and or hooves before they disappear. And that's where we're going to leave off for the night. Chat. Next episode is the last episode of the season. We'll be beginning our summer series after that.
Oh.
And then we'll be picking up with this campaign after when the school year picks back up after summer. I'm very excited. If you want to get caught up on these episodes, you can head over to the YouTube Jake and Feffers for edited episodes of all 3 of our weekly streamed campaigns, previous summer series and the coming summer series. We licked salt today. It was a good day. I'm Feffers. Thank you for being here. I'm going to Gen Con and Heinefall, which is coming up. If you don't know about Heinefall, you should give it a Google search. It's an amazing 5-day LARP event. Yeah, head over to the Discord if you're looking to integrate yourself into our chaotic yet wholesome community, as well as see some of the pictures we've been using over the course of this year. I'm SirFeffers, the DM of the Long Shot Table, and it has been my absolute honor to just get dunked on over and over. But I've had my licks, and I'm happy with the amount of damage I've been dealing back this campaign. Let me throw it. Oh, and don't go anywhere. We'll be doing a raid. Let me throw it over to the illustrious, the extravagant, the voluptuous Offbeat Outlaw.
Hello, my name is Offbeat Outlaw. I've been playing Yester Hawthorne. Yester is very excited to hopefully kick Loam's ass, just appear on top of him, be like, "Sup, die," and hopefully that works. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch under Offbeat Outlaw. Been playing lots of Tears of the Kingdom. It's a good time.
You've just recently discovered Hunt.
I have. It's also a good time. I'm bad at it. I die a lot. It's great.
Me too.
See ya.
Hi, I'm LunaWolfSpirit. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. Sia's also ready to go kick some ass because she's done getting shot at from a ridiculous ways away, and it's annoying. So, gonna do some blasting. Pass it to Gene.
So anyway, I started blasting. Yeah. Looking forward to finally getting a chance to heckin' off this guy. I figure he'll run because, seems like the type. Yeah, I didn't expect to purposely kill and then revive a person. Tick that one off the old bucket list. I guess it worked this time. Yeah, Jake.
Hello, I'm CritFailJake. Find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play Dodger. Yeah, also not expecting to murder someone and put them back together. I was sure that was going to bite us in the butt somehow, but I'll take it.
A win is a win.
Yeah, I'm not going to think about it or question it too hard. Ready to absolutely dunk on Loam. Because I'm so tired of him being on our butts.
He's a nuisance.
He's a coward is what he is. Anyway, we'll soon remedy that. 2 weeks from now, I guess, is the Lord of the Rings campaign. So that's coming up super fast, and I'm totally ready for sure. Luna.
I've already gone. Do I give it to Taco?
Yeah.
Hello. I am Taco. I play stonks. I feel the need to explain why I licked a salt lamp in real life.
Sure. Let's hear it.
Lots of people have salt lamps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They're like, oh, it's pink Himalayan salt. It has like healing energy when you put the lights through it. And I was like, you're all getting scammed. You're a bunch of goofballs. One, I don't think the salt light heals you, but I digress. Secondly, I don't think they're made of salt because they're made in factories and mass produced so that you could buy them at Bed Bath and Beyond and everywhere. So there's no way they're just scooping out unique salt rocks on a conveyor belt. And they were like, oh, it's salt. I was like, I don't buy it. There's one way that we can figure this out. I'ma lick it. Yeah, they're made of salt. They are made of salt.
Damn. If only there was some other way we could figure this out.
How would you have figured it out, Offbeat?
It's made of salt. Salt is one of the cheapest materials on the planet. It's probably going to be made of salt. Whether it's made of Himalayan salt is a better question, because that's different shit. But what else would it have been made of that's cheaper than salt, Taco? I want to know this.
I have no idea. I just, like, when I think of when I thought of, like, mass producing a lamp, right? The act of picking an individual rock and being like, yup, I'm just going to drill a big hole in it and put a thing in there didn't make as much sense of, like, I'm going to cast a mold so that I can make the exact same salt lamp infinity times a lot faster. That was my line of thinking.
Has anyone else not gone?
No, I'm it. This is how we end.
All right. On a hot take. All right, everyone, pile into this Raven Go Kick It with Metro Mike. Fantastic friend. Has been on the show before. Everyone go show him some love. He deserves all the follows and all the good vibes. Go give him some love. And I will see you Saturday. Everyone say bye obnoxiously.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Nice.